Hey y'all, it's Latoria Q back with another video. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Okay, it's on. So follow my videos, keeping in course with the topics that we're talking about. We're talking about being intentional. And if you want to have the most intentional life, you're going to need to set a routine. If you haven't been following along, I gave you a tip on how to be intentional about your day. So we're just going to piggyback off of that example. So the example that I gave you is that every single night, about an hour to an hour and a half before your bedtime, you have a notepad, a journal, or a sticky note that you can put next to your bed, at your desk, up by your couch, wherever you find yourself being comfortable. Have a sticky note or a journal to where you can have 3 to 5 intentional tasks for the next day. So, what we're going to talk about is why you should have an intentional routine. And I'm going to give you 5 practices that you need to have in place right now so that you can see the results that you want to see. Now, a routine builder is a great way for you to structure your day, to accomplish your tasks, to even put yourself in an energy or in a mindset to look for new opportunities. This is where you set intentional activities and goals for your next day. Now, depending on your need, this may be for your personal use or your business use, but whatever you use it for, it's for the purpose of you getting your things done, but for the purpose of building confidence. Confidence comes from when you are enacting competence. So that means you're sharpening your tools. And iron sharpens iron. So the more you do things right and the more you do things consistently, the more results that you get back right and consistent. So I'm going to give you 5 proven steps to how you should build your routine. Now, how you build your routine is absolutely up to you. It's not up to me, but building your routine is going to be essential in getting your things done. The first thing we want to talk about in building a routine is setting goals. Setting goals is so important, and you need to know why you're setting your goals and how you're setting your goals. So let's talk about first defining what your goals are. When we talk about goals, we're going to break down goals into compartments, into categories. You may have the category of health, your mental health, not your physical health. And then you may have time set aside just for physical health. You might even have time set aside for like work-life balance or focusing on your finances. Whatever it may be, you're going to prioritize yourself, your health, your mental state, your wealth. You're going to prioritize all those compartments. We're also going to talk about what is the primary focus and why are you prioritizing those goals. Because if you find that you're doing something that really doesn't produce any activity, it doesn't help you seek new knowledge or connect you with new networks. If it's not productive for you, we would eliminate it really quickly. What we're doing is we're looking for what are things that you do every single day that maintain you at a high energy frequency where you're getting things done. Setting your goals and prioritizing them help you remember why you're doing it. So if your main goal is to go to the gym and the reason why you want to go to the gym is to lose weight, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why you want to lose weight or what are some things that you're looking at that you want to improve that may not necessarily be gym related, but maybe food related. So how can we incorporate all your priorities into your day? We're going to talk about that. Another critical part of creating an intentional routine, at least the second part for me, is you want to have identifying time blocks. Now, time blocks break down in a couple of ways, but I'm going to just give you some very simple ways because we can talk about it further in a consultation call. All right, first of all, we're going to break the day down into blocks because we're going to find out what is the prime hours in those blocks for you. So to break down your day, we look at your day from when you wake up to about 3 to 4 hours after that. And then we look at the midday, which is 3 to 4 hours after that. And then we look at your afternoon, which is 3 to 4 hours after that. And we look at your evening, which is about another 3 to 4 hours after that. Now, the reason why I said it that way is because I do work with people who work overnights, or they work third shifts, or they work these swing hours, or they just work all these crazy times. So they sleep and get up at different times. For instance, I worked overnights for many, many years. So if you were to ask me when was my morning was at like 9 o'clock at night. but someone else's morning may be at 5 o'clock in the morning. So what you call your day starts when you get up. Okay. So we're going to look at blocks of time from when you get up and start planning the day, because we're going to look for optimal hours within those space of time blocks, because we're going to be realistic about what can fit there, and we're going to be realistic about how you should be prioritizing your day. Because again, if you're wanting to go to the gym at 5 in the morning, but you find that you have most energy and most available time at 5 p.m., it's better for you to go in the evening, even though your mind may be saying you're not wanting to. And what you may find out is, if you're working out at your most optimal times and it works best for you for your mental health, your physical health, it works best for you as far as your driving time and location, you're going to prioritize slipping in that gym time when you are able to prioritize it and it's intentional for you, because it's going to have the greatest effect. Now, if you're a morning person and that doesn't work for you, we're not going to schedule gym time first thing in the morning, because if one, it's hard for you to get out of bed, and you're not going to get out of bed even when the alarm sets off, then why would we schedule that if it's not going to be a priority for you in the morning? We're going to find the best times for your priorities. Again, being realistic about what you can do during your day is going to help you schedule yourself when you're sitting down at night putting together your plan. Your perfect day includes you doing perfect activities, but scheduling them properly and giving yourself enough time to get, whether it's with transportation or whether it is with you needing to having debriefing time or preparation time, whatever it may be, you want to give yourself a reasonable window to prepare, to complete, and then to wrap it up. Now, setting the tone for each time block is what is most important next. So, number 3, selecting key activities for each time block. There are, again, times where you doing a task isn't going to be effective. You're just not going to get anything done. So, don't schedule something when you got to go pick your kids up from school, or you have to, go pick up this particular item and it's on the other side of town. Don't schedule things that give you clash and it just gives you conflict. It's going to stress you out. So, the best thing for you to do is to, again, be realistic about your goals for the next day and be realistic about how you put them together. So if you can complete tasks, maybe 2 or 3 things in one sitting, then do that. But don't have yourself scheduled all over the place and you're really not productive. So when you set the tone, you're going to set the tone for your morning. So you're going to set the tone for when you get up in the morning in those first 3 to 4 hours. You're going to set the tone for your midday for those 3 to 4 hours. You're going to set the tone for your evening and your afternoon as well. So when you're setting the tone, you're going to want to put things that are most at its highest priority in that time block. So, for instance, you may prioritize health. Someone else may prioritize family. Someone else may prioritize work. Whatever you prioritize, you're going to want to give it an assigned time. So, for instance, most jobs assign people their work time. So if your job has assigned you to work from 9 to 5, they expect you to be productive from 9 to 5. So if you've assigned yourself to be productive from 9 to noon, you need to be committed to being productive at that time. You need to be committed about what tone you're setting for those particular hours. So let's go back a little bit. If you're prioritizing health for your morning routine, right? You're prioritizing getting up, eating the right things, prioritizing setting intentions for your coffee, prioritizing that run or that gym time. You're also prioritizing stretching, meditation, yoga, journaling, whatever it is in that window. You're going to want to look at that window and start structuring it based off of what time each thing takes. So, for instance, if you don't have a lot of time, multitasking during a window of time it's good. For instance, you may not have time to say, I'm going to sit down at my kitchen table and journal, and you have time to say, I want to go to the gym. So marry the two. If you're looking for personal time to journal and you're going to the gym, Do that before you walk in the gym. Do that after you go to the gym, so that if there's something you want to relieve yourself of any stress prior to going in, or work those things out of what you really need to get out and then write it down. You create a habit, create a ritual, create a program within yourself to continue to do the same things, but they actually have productivity to them. They actually have a purpose to them. They actually have a reason as to why you're doing them, when you're doing them. That's being intentional. Now, when we talk about we're wanting to get into the realm of making more money, we have to be very careful in scheduling productivity and scheduling breaks. Now, this is what I found out for myself, and I don't know if you relate or not, but when I started to have my own business and I'm in a business that I'm passionate about, having cutoff times was something that I had to get really, really strict and disciplined on. So setting timers for myself became how I began to build the 2 hour work day, the 2 hour work time. So here's the thing about it, okay? So when I would walk into work, I wouldn't have a clue as to what I needed to do first. And so I found myself dabbling into things that weren't productive. I found myself dabbling into things that were great distractions, but wasn't helping me be effective, okay? It wasn't helping me get the new clients. It wasn't helping me make money. Let's just be real. So what I had to do was figure out, how does the mind, or my mind, how does it work? And what I found is when I started to share this routine with other people, it began to make more sense to them too. They figured out that they had to not trick their mind, but make their mind at ease as far as the tasks that it needed to do that they really didn't want to do as well. So, with that, it became, you need to set a timer, set a reminder so that you have accountability. That's number 4. Having accountability to your routine is what makes your day, what makes your intentions, what makes the outcomes, what makes what you want to bring into fruition happen. Okay? Being accountable to it. So, what I found out was when I would come in and I would get started, I needed to give myself not only an assignment, but an assigned time. And that's how your mind works. It not only works in the frame of, I have this scope or this window of time that I need to work, not only does it break it down into sections or compartments for that day, but even within that, there are time pockets where you're most effective. So let's say you're not a morning person, but you need to have a morning routine. Well, you'll find that you work best if you give yourself a grace period to get out of bed, and then you go get your coffee, and then you eat, and then you get your workout clothes on and brush your teeth and do all your things of the morning. You may find that you have a set routine that works best for you. And if you don't do that part of your routine, it throws your whole day off. So, again, let's say you're not a morning person and you need your morning coffee. And if you don't have your morning coffee, you have an attitude with everybody until you get your morning coffee. Well, maybe setting your day up, even though this is not your pocket of time that you thrive in, creating rituals, creating opportunities within that pocket of time for you to get excited, for you to feel calm, for you to have a set, automatic thing that you do so that you feel like, okay, I'm on task. I've accomplished this thing. You set within that pocket of time little reminders that keep you on task, and it sets a tone again for that time. So if you're not a morning person, but you know you need your morning cup of coffee and then you'll be the sweetest person on earth, then complete that. And so you set the tone for your morning to be just that, so that when you go into the next block of time, you've hit every check mark that you needed to hit so that you can go into that next time zone or that next time pocket or that next compartment of time being productive. You're not missing anything. One more thing. So I use my computer's timer, as well as I use my Google Calendar, as well as I use my work calendar, as well as I use my Zoom calendar. So I have multiple calendars going all at the same time, but all of them build on into my Google Calendar because, again, if it's not in my calendar, it does not exist. So make sure you have a fail-safe plan to create a calendar and a set time reminder for yourself so that you can set intentional times to be focused. Now, let me go back to something before I switch over to the next topic because we're almost at the end. So the 2-hour work time, the 2-hour work window. So the 2-hour work window for me, I just want to explain it really, really fast because it may work for you. So the 2-hour work window for me is where I build my 2 hours out at 20 minutes to 40 minutes at a time. So depending on the task or project, I set as like intentional 20 minutes that I am hyper focused on this assignment. After 20 minutes, I take 2 minutes, get up, walk around, stretch, get myself something to drink, go to the restroom, whatever I need to do, and I come back and I work for another 20 to 40 minutes. Now, let's say I work for 40 minutes. Then I might take a 5-minute break. I might go step outside, go to the bathroom, take a stretch, talk to someone, give a phone call, but I have absolutely 5 minutes and I need to get back to work. Here's why. Because I have set intentions to work for 20 minutes, 40 minutes at a time, I'm more productive in that 20 and 40 minutes than I would ever be in 2 hours if I never gave myself structure. So giving yourself a structured plan to complete specific tasks and then giving yourself a mental break to like reset and come back at that task with a fresh mind, it makes you more productive. So what ends up happening is if you're able to do that for repetitious times, which is 20 minutes, 40 minutes at a time for over 2 hours, you're able to retain information as well as you're able to complete tasks and assignments with better focus, more effectively with less mistakes, and you're able to begin to build out in seeing how your plan can actually come to work because you're getting more work done. So that's the 2-hour workflow. Just a good tip for you. So last but not least, let me tell you what the final thing is for you to have an intentional routine. You need to be able to track your progress. So tracking your progress basically means that you've created a simple checklist that you can see yourself getting done. So at that 3 to 5 priority list that you make every single night, you can create a little checklist for yourself and they can have little tasks on the side of them so that not only do you see the big picture, but you see the little tasks that are required for you to build into this little picture. Because guess what? Small wins make large wins. Small wins make large wins. It's a buildup of little tiny things that build your competence that are actually what makes a skill. So when you do the little things, the task gets done. So you schedule yourself to have reminders or you have little notes so that you don't forget small details, so that you don't forget things that you really needed to do, or, you might have forgot that, hey, you needed to stop over on this side of town for 2 things instead of 1. These are just little things that build in those reminders so that you don't miss any points. So you're not wasting time and having to go back to the beginning or start over or whatever it may be. You can create routines about being productive, about your wellness, about your meal plans and meal preps. You can create a routine around or for anything, okay? Anything about your relationships, whatever it may be. And if you are needing any help creating a routine, understanding how to navigate through your goals, how to put together a set list of goals and intentions, and how to structure your day. If you're concerned about getting out of your own way, you keep attracting relationships that you do not understand, you keep attracting just issues and things that distract you from your purpose. Let me tell you. So I have decided to do coaching and consulting. And so if you can go to my Stan Store / in my digital bag, that is where you can schedule time with me, as well as that is where you can get more digital product training through Digital Boss Academy. So thank you for sticking with me through this video. I have tried to record this video like 2 days in a row, and this is my 3rd time recording it. So I am posting this video and we are not going back. So if this video has been helpful for you, go ahead and leave a comment down below if you are interested in getting the school pass for Digital Boss Academy. put in the comments below school pass, and I will make sure I get you in. And so, yeah, that is the video for today. Be very intentional, babe, because you're going to get that thing, whatever it is that you are working on, your goals. This is your season. So it's time. Talk to you later. Bye, baby.